I'm the Wayward Traveler, and here's my ramblings and a few videos concerning my little trek down to Galveston, Texas. Now, most folks head on down to Galveston to hop on a cruise ship or enjoy the sand and surf. Now, I had fishing on my mind, but there are plenty of spooks haunting that Texas island, and there's just all kind of stuff to do down on the Gulf Coast. And here's a few of the things I did.
Getting ready to go to Galveston, Texas. This is not Galveston, Texas. That's the sunrise at my house. Here's lovely Galveston, Texas. And there's the water. And there's a dog. Seems like a lot of people just hanging out and drinking in this bar over here. Seagulls seem pretty placid. Guess they're used to people. It's mid-October here. It's like 100 degrees out here. 100 degrees. Oh, check this out. I can see my feet through the water. I'm used to lake water where you can't find your feet.
Now, with some time to kill, I tried to find a place to grab a little lunch on the Seawall Boulevard. But I quickly discovered that Saturday is not a good day to try to squeeze into a restaurant on that beach street. You see, Houston, Texas, the 5th largest metroplex in the country, is only an hour or so up the road. And I'm guessing a lot of folks just wake up on Saturday morning and say, "Hey babe, let's grab the cool car and let's go hit Galveston." Oh yes, there were tons of cool cars and killer bikes just cruising up and down the Seawall Boulevard with their stereos blaring. I saw all kinds of old Corvettes, old Shelbys, and even a few old hot rods squeezed around the beach bars. However, the most popular ride tended to be the slingshot cars. Jeez, there were tons of people cruising around those rods with their stereo just blasting. It was like a regular car show going on around some of those beachside bars and restaurants. So, I cruised up a few blocks and wandered into a place called Shrimp and Stuff for my first Galveston meal. Okay, it's not a fancy place, but it was exactly what I was looking for.
This first meal in Galveston. I got like 3 hours to kill. Good Lord, it might take me 3 hours to eat all this. We have cows in Galveston. I have no idea what this is. A milk bar, maybe? Oh, yeah, it is a milk bar. Who would have thought? Afternoon, ma'am. Cows. It says this place is for sale. I guess this is what you call a fixer-upper. Hope it's cheap. One of my tour guides here in Galveston said that this statue here is a lady pointing toward the red light district, telling the fellas where to go. I don't know if he's just messing with me or if that was a real deal. I don't think guys need a statue to tell them where to, well, do whatever they need to do.
Now, I've never been one to turn down an opportunity to brush up on a little local history, especially when it has to do with the world's oldest profession. Now, I'm enough of a realist to believe that the profession of fishing probably predates prostitution. But who the heck wants to go on a tour that talks about old fishermen? Now, at one time, there were 55 houses of ill repute on the Galveston Island. Indeed, there were a lot of lonely guys in Galveston back in the day. And this tour gives a pretty good insight how a talented lady with the goods could make way more money than any of the dock workers or sailors that were milling around the city back in those days. Indeed, sometimes you got to get a little dirty when you're digging for gold. However, the madam generally took a good hunk of the girl's profits. Yeah, it's good to be the boss. But this tour dished out more than just the seedy stuff. After all, this was a haunted tour. Now, the tour started at 4 p.m. And although a haunted tour scheduled in the middle of the afternoon, well, might tone down the creepy factor a notch or two, but the educational value tended to move up the scale a bit. I could actually see everything my guide pointed out. I didn't have to hear the old worn-out line, come back and check this out when the sun's up and you can see it better. Now, the tour only consisted of me and 2 couples. So, I got to annoy the heck out of everyone with my inquiring mind. For my money, this is a highly recommended tour. However, you might want to leave the kiddos back at the hotel. It is a red light tour.
I just finished up the red light district tour here in Galveston, Texas. This house came on the tour. This was an old house of prostitution. Now the guy who owns it is trying to sell it for $300,000. I'd say that's a little, optimistic. Well, they say the girls worked until they were the ripe old age of 25. After they hit 25 and they still wanted to keep in the profession, they would move to this part of the house. I'm guessing their prices went down. And if they weren't good enough to, work this house, they moved on to the alley, where they might, sell their services for 25 cents. Thus the term two-bit whore. Yeah, little trivia there for you. Here's what Galveston looks like in the evening. Still a lot of traffic down here from the seawall. And there's the sea. Still a few people down there on the beach. A lot of people in the bars. More people down on the strand hanging out. I was going to take that drive, but still too much traffic. I think I'll head over that way. That way, I got a ghost tour to go to.
I guess presentation is everything, and I was sucked into this tour merely because someone in the tour office had slapped on the word great on their tour's title. Apparently, I wasn't the only one who had been roped in by the catchy title. Because so many ghost enthusiasts had booked this tour, the guides had to break up the haunted mass into 2 groups. Now, this walking tour covered a residential area and showed off some of Galveston's most impressive houses. You know, they're all haunted, of course. But hey, good real estate is good real estate. Now, a lot of the stories had to do with the devastating hurricane of 1900 that took the lives of 8,000 of the island's residents, including a bunch of kids at the local orphanage. Now, some of the places were so freaky that our guide flat out said that he hated to be around them. And he even told how he got pushed down a staircase by one of the ghostly residents on this tour. Indeed, there were a lot of creepy current tales on this tour. Now, On these tours, we're all supposed to whip out our cell phones and snap 1,000,000 photos so we can go home and search our photos for that treasured ghostly orb. Now, what's an orb? Well, it's that little speck of light that shows up in your photos. That little speck of light that is supposed to be a wandering spirit or something like that. Now, regardless if they were restless souls or the mere reflections of headlights of oncoming traffic, or just the floaters in my eyes, those enchanted participants of the haunted tours tend to get all giddy when they notice that little speck of light showing up in their photos. Nevertheless, I joined the throng and snapped away photos like crazy. I was taking 10 photos of a window in one house, while 10 photos of the front yard of another house. Why? Well, I didn't want to look weird. Okay, we're looking for orbs here. Pretty sure that one is a reflection. Okay, I'm pretty sure that one's a reflection as well. Oh well. It's still a cool ghost tour, and I highly recommend it. It's the Great Ghost Tour, by the way. Look it up.
Well, it's Saturday night on the beach in Galveston. Ferris wheel's still going. Got some people down there. Not sure what they're looking for. Where's my darn wallet? Where's my keys? Yeah, probably. Every person's nightmare.